Friday night, you all, and this is for my people going through a depression. I talked to a friend tonight, and I could readily see that this friend, she's going through something, and I kind of picked up on it, but it was pretty much admitted tonight. So here's what I want to give to you all. A lot of times we know depressions lead from absenteeism, somebody being absent in your life who should have been there a lot better. Depression can be financial hardships. Depression can be infidelity. It can be a lot of things, but pretty much they are voids in your life that you have been living through and muscling through for the longest time. And you are just at a point now where you feeling worthless. You don't feel valued anymore. You don't feel like anybody will miss you if you are gone. I'm here to tell you today, you have to fight back against that depression just as much as it's fighting to pull you down. One way that you can do that, make a list of some inspirational actors, actresses, watch some inspirational films. For another thing, of course, pray. Pray should be your first thing. Be specific with your prayers. Some prayers do not have to be, hey, bring this loved one back into my life so I can get closure, unless you know that's what, you really going to need. But sometimes that doesn't happen, but you can pray for that. But pray for fresh ideas or ideas that can help you build momentum back up, build esteem back up. Pray for ideas as how you can generate income. Pray for the courage to speak out about what you're going through. And I'm not just talking about in the Facebook post where you get a lot of care button likes and shares. I'm talking about when you get on video, like I'm on video, and you being transparent, like, hey, I'm going through this thing and I know that I can make it through. I just need to know, what does the other side look like of making it through, and what steps can I take? Some people aren't anointed to tell you what steps to take. I believe that I am, because I faced depression dead on. I conquered it. I championed it. I beat it. And I can say, definitely pray. Be specific with your prayer. Ask God to lead you. And those ideas, if you pray that prayer all the time and you just open up the Bible and just start reading, as I said in one of my videos yesterday, from the first page in Genesis all the way through. You're going to come through some confusing parts of the Bible, but you will eventually come across some parts that speak right and directly to you. So definitely pray, read your Bible every day. It should be like a diet in your system for you to just read and pray every day as often as you think of it. What I did with the Bible, since I ain't like reading the Bible much years ago, I just read until I ain't feel like reading no more. So certain days I read one sentence, some days I read one chapter. And I'm still like that even now. Like, God, I ain't feeling the rest of this today. And, you have to push your way through. Now, what about getting up in the morning, because it feels more comfortable going to sleep at night so you can sleep away from what reality is? You're going to have to get up every day and be thankful for your life, for where it's at now. If you ain't got a home, be thankful that the sun ain't fell out the sky. Be thankful that you still got a voice to go ask somebody for a job, ask somebody for a room to stay in, ask somebody for a loan, ask somebody for opportunity that you can work to earn some money. Be thankful that you got that dexterity. Now, if you don't have mobility, dexterity, if you don't have a voice, you can't speak, then you got sign language, then you can write. There's other ways you can hear. Tap into your prayer life and examine yourself on what talents that you got, that you can do no matter what your circumstances are. I know me, I can go anywhere in the country, anywhere outside the country, and sing and rap. 2 things I know I can do: motivational speak. 3 things I know I can do. You didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me these talents, and the only person that can take them away is God. So think about what you can do, because God gives us all gifts. It might be you can cook. It might be you can organize. It might be that you're punctual with your timing. There is a need for you somewhere. So do not kill yourself, for 1, because depression can lead to suicide. For 2, don't think that you're not going to make it through. Even though it may seem like that, you got to get around some people who have made it through depression. You might just got to put a post out there: who has made it through depression? Leave me some motivational strategies to do. And that might open up a pool of things. Or find you some trustworthy people that will sit with you, spend time with you. If they're not in close proximity, you can get on a video call and you can talk in video with on a regular basis, get some positive things. You can, get built up that way. But you have to fight out of your depression as much as your depression is trying to fight you to end your life, trying to fight you to quit. You can't quit. You can make it. And I know you can make it because I made it. I conquered depression, never thought about going back to suicide again. All right, I had to give up some things. I sacrificed alcohol. Many of you all who follow me on my page for years, and I got to give y'all this because I can feel my friends hurt through the phone. All right, and I made it so I can examine, I can see, I can discern when somebody's on their last leg, they're on their last nerve, they're about to give up. I quit drinking cold turkey. In order to come from out of the depression, you have to give up some things that you really want to hold on to that are bad habits. You got to give them up. You got to, because in order to get yourself to that new person, because you got to die to yourself, you got to give up something that's holding you in your past life. My sobriety, my life and soberness is much different from when it was when I was an alcoholic. It really is. And that's just one of the things I surrendered. But step by step, I'm going to start from what I said in the beginning. Pray every day. Read the Bible every day. If you don't want to read the Bible, find you a positive book to read, a positive faith to believe in every day. And there's only one God, so whatever faith you choose is going to all lead back to one God anyhow. But you can start with the Bible. I'm giving y'all what worked for me. You might have something else that might work for you. You get what I'm saying? And then you can also start confronting the issue. Whatever your real issue is, you just got to admit to yourself, like, hey, I'm an alcoholic. Hey, I'm a sexualist. I have too much sex. Or, hey, I do too much fighting. Or, hey, I do too much smoking weed. Or, hey, I do too much, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Street drugs, coke or whatever it is. And everything does not take a psychiatrist to beat. You only need God. You need God. You need consistency with God. And God will lead you. Yes, drugs have a terrible effect on our mind, but at some point you hit enough of sober to know and have control of yourself, at least for a moment, to gain more God, gain more ground on beating your depression. You get what I'm saying? Usually that depression, as I said, comes with voids. And once you pray and go to God, he will send you, he will give you, or by a dream, by a sign, by a movie, by a person, some strategies that you can use. And you got to use these strategies, like, you got to use them a lot to beat out what's trying to tear you down. It's not something that's going to happen in 1 minute, but the beginning part happens now. You have to apply consecutive pressure against what's bearing you down to overcome it. And you get stronger and stronger each day. You'll make it. That's all I'm going to give y'all tonight. If you got some inspirational movies to watch them. For me, it was Castaway, Pursuit of Happiness, Men of Honor. And then this one movie where this person was stuck in the canyon because the person, it's called 72 Hours or 365 Hours. But a person was driving in the canyon and fell down into, like, a crack through the canyon, through the mountain part of the canyon or the canyon, and was stuck there. And look it up. I think it's called 72 Hours, something like that. But survival movies, and these survival movies, some are based upon true stories, some are made up, but nonetheless they have a great theme. Don't quit. Don't give up. Suicide needs to be watched more carefully. If you see somebody or know somebody that's in a depression, they're going to need more than a phone call. They're going to need you to come fellowship. That's a church word. With them. Eat some supper with them. That's another old school word. Sit on their porch. Have a talk. Do their hair. If you see somebody looking rough, you know that person need a haircut, buy that person a haircut. Do that person hair. Don't just talk about that person. Look at that person's size and clothes and get them some clothes or take them out for a time. We got to love on our people, y'all. Because when they're gone, we're going to live woulda, coulda, shoulda. And some people just don't give a hoot. That's crazy. Shame on you. But I had to give y'all this tonight. Depression is beatable. You got to kick in the front door to that depression. Say, yo, I am here and I'm going to make it. I'm going to win this thing. You can't take my life because I'm snatching it back and I'm going to keep it and I'm going to wear that thing. And it can happen, y'all. This is coming from somebody who had a loaded weapon to his head ready to blow. I've been sober 7 years since around that time. The devil wanted me to take myself out. Nobody had to do it. Look at me now. I ain't telling you nothing I read in a book. I'm telling you what I live. Sobriety, conquering depression, conquering homelessness. You got to fight that. Whatever eviction coming your way. Y'all know I'm facing an eviction. I fought it. $1,941 were raised in 1 week's time. And I still got a few hundred I got to get out there before Monday. And it's going to happen. Somebody text me tonight, hey, I'm going to send you something tomorrow. About five sayings came in a day alone. I'm stepping out in Luke chapter 5 on faith. I ain't telling you nothing that I read. I'm telling you what I live. And I'm going to give y'all all of this because this going to help somebody, even if it's just one person. One person need to hear this. Depressions comes from hard times. They come from not feeling love. They come from feeling neglect. Love not working. You know, family orientation not working. The job ain't cutting it. It comes from voids. It comes from things you ain't got. You don't feel full anymore. You know what I'm saying? You try to buy your way into a club and you still go home miserable. You try to buy all the material things and you still miserable because people who have money can be depressed too. They may not have that unconditional love, but let that unconditional love start with you. Love on yourself more. Get you some of your favorite comedians. Watch some of their acts. My favorite comedian is Sinbad. I pull up an old Sinbad YouTube a few times a year and I watch it. Cat Williams got some motivation in his acts. Eddie Griffith got some old motivational things in his acts. Some of these new school comedians got some motivational things in their acts. Country Wayne, Desi Banks. You know, of course, you can use a Mike Epps. He's not new school, but he definitely the perfect blend of old with the new. Very good artist on that stage. I mean, you got to watch some comedies. You got to laugh. You got to exercise. You got to get outside and just look at nature. Look how the sun, you know, beams off of the leaves on the tree. You got to go to the water and listen to the softness of the current, you know, of the waves moving around. You got to realize that God can do anything and everything that needs to be done so you can see another day and so that you can make it in life. I ain't telling y'all what I read. If you depressed, if you know somebody who's going through hell right now, you send this to them tonight, right now. Comment under the post if you're going through some type of depression. I want to make sure that I specifically hold a prayer as often as possible for people going through depression. I'm not going to put the prayer online. I'm going to just be praying for you. And you got to pray for yourself too, okay? And I'm going to make this a regular thing, y'all. That's my play. Keep it there.